everybody, this is Elissa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today we are here for a WIP and chat. And WIP stands for work in progress. Chat, well, we're going to sit here, we're going to chat a little bit about the week, what I've been up to, all that fun stuff. So today I am using this right here, Pretty Little Gem. This is their Japan Minis set, and I'll be starting this set because I'm on travel, hence the reason this looks different. This is my mom's painting table. So I'm visiting my parents for the weekend. We have our box there, our vending machine. I was like, what's it called? Vending machine. We have cherry blossom. We have a pagoda. We have bamboo. I'm really looking forward to this. This set is going to be like super fun to do. We have a lantern. We have a Torii gate. We have some ramen, a mask, paper lantern. We have a Minakaneko. We've got a bonsai and a tea kettle. So this is the set we're going to work on. There's a super awesome. I love these. I think these are like the most fantastic little sets. I found this will be my second time working on a Pretty Little Gem one, and I actually found that working on the first set that I did of these, which were, oh gosh, what was it? Was it masks or something? I can't remember what the first one was. But anyways, I found that working on that previous set was better quality than Paint Gem as far as like the drills and everything. The canvas and all that is basically the same. I only brought one pen with me. This right here is, I believe this is a Lace and Lathworks pen, I want to say. I believe it's a Lace and Lathworks pen, but I'm not positive because again, it has the rhinestones in it, and it was one that I got from a friend. So I do not know. I also have a Festive Fireside Wee Wax in there. I am using my small Yellow Dog Designs tray, which you can get basically the same exact trays now. Dirty tray. You can get from Ditsy's Diamond Den. And we have Randa's Crafty Corner Frozen Raspberry Lemonade Putty, which is almost empty. And then we have the drills. That's literally all I brought with me. I do need to take the drills out because they were supposed to be in an order, and then of course, being ruffled around in here, they ended up no longer in a proper order of any type. So I need to pull these out so that way I can see what colors I'm working with and get them all sorted and organized again. So basically when I work with the minis like this, I don't bother kitting these like Paint Gem sized Pretty Little Gem, these minis. I do not bother kitting these up because they're so small and usually I can finish these pretty quickly. But yeah, so that's kind of, I think, like the main reason I've never actually bothered kitting them up fully. I just put the sticker on the baggies and I'm like, I don't feel like being bothered with the work of going through all of that. I usually put the drills in a specific order. I'll put like alphabetical order. I'll have the new numbers, and then I will have like the random symbols. So that way it's easy to kind of work from those. So we're going to kind of break into it. I believe that's all good to go. I'm going to make sure I'm not overpowering you guys with anything, and I actually really should probably move that closer. Again, I'm working on at my parents' house. I'm in my mom's art studio, so it's gonna be a different setup than I normally do. But as you can see, I literally just put everything to bring with me inside this little box that the canvas and drills came in, and I had already put the stickers on before I had come. This is one of the kits that I kitted up for my Kit Up Palooza. Hi, Momos. So I already had it prepped and ready to go, so all I had to do was like grab the box and come. More so because this is my dad's birthday weekend and we were at a festival today and I knew I wasn't going to have a ton of diamond painting time this weekend. All right, so we are going to start off with, I'm kind of debating, this one should go pretty quickly because it's a lot of color blocking, but this whole set is just like, it's so fun looking. I'm in love with this set already and I haven't even started working on it and I'm already happy to be working on it, and that's like a good sign. So also one of the things you'll notice, I've seen Pretty Little Gem advertised as Pretty Little Gem or Diamond Art King, and I want to say that they rebranded and they started off as Diamond Art King and then they rebranded to Pretty Little Gem. These canvases still have the DAK for Diamond Art King, but then they have the Pretty Little Gem box. So we're gonna kind of break into this and see. I'm trying to think of what color I want to do. I could just start with F. Sometimes I'll do specific orders. Sometimes I'm just like, go as is. We're just going to go with what's easy for me to grab and go from there. Don't ask me if these are resin or acrylic. I really don't know. I've had no issues with them. I want to say that they're resin squares. The quality seems pretty good. Or at least if they are acrylic, they're really definitely decent quality acrylic ones because I've never had an issue with these. And working with them has never been, well, this is only the second set that I'll have done. But I've never had a problem with like the gapping or anything like that. And these were significantly less trashy than Paint Gems when I did that first set that I had from them. I could have easily brought a larger multi-placer with me because this is going to, like for this set right here, we'll have a little bit more color blocky, line blocking, and all that fun stuff. But anyways, I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. This has been a super, I feel like it's been a busy, well, it has been a busy week for me. So this has definitely been a very busy week, which is good to have a very busy week. And I do have a couple of cool announcements for it. So one of the announcements that I have for you all is a huge shout out to one of our sponsors for the Lunar New Year DP along if you're participating in that. So I'm looking up to get the exact code for you guys. But for the Lunar New Year DP along, Randa's Crafty Corner is one of my sponsors, and as of February 14th, which I was supposed to have this video up on the 14th, but I'll go over why I didn't get it up today. So I'm filming it on the 14th and it'll end up going up on the 15th. But let me go to my messages. There we go. That's what I need to do. And what are you doing weirdness to me? I want messages. Boom. Why? This is weird. Okay. There. I had to. Okay. So. Am I in the right one? That's weird. Oh, okay. Okay. So, it's because it was off of Randa's Crafty Corner. So basically, Randa's Crafty Corner is one of our sponsors for the Lunar New Year event, and starting February 14th, running from February 14th to March 14th, they are offering it. Jessica is offering a 20% discount on anything for your entire purchase. It's her entire shop with the for all listings for her entire shop, and that there's no order minimum and all of that. And this is for 30 days. It runs from February 14th to March 14th. And the code for that is going to be Lunar New Year 20. That's going to be the code for this. So I definitely want to give that a shout out, and I will be doing a small shop feature for them. There are also going to be some winners that are going to be winning some prizes, and I'll be going over that whole passel of everything kind of like halfway through the video. We'll be going over that. But I wanted to bring up that information because I was super excited for that, and I just got the code and wanted to kind of put that out for you all so that way everybody was tracking it, because I don't know about you guys, but Randa's Crafty Corner is my favorite putty. I have found that it works great for me. It worked great for me when I was out in the desert, out in 29 Palms, out in California in the desert. The putty worked excellent for me there. And now that I'm in Florida, it also works excellent. So I went from this really dry desert climate to this really humid, Florida swamp climate. And her putty works amazingly in both settings with absolutely no issues. It works so much better than any other putty that I have tried, and I have a ton of putties. It used to be that I had like one specific brand of putty that worked well for me when I was in when I was out in 29 Palms, and that was like, and I still used Randa's, but I used another putty as well. I have some floss on there. So, but then once I moved over here, I found that putty that I had been using did not work at all for me. It just was like a stringy mess. But then when I'm here using Randa's Crafty Corner putty, like Randa's putty is like a dream, and I've had no issues. It worked well for me there, and it has worked amazingly for me here in the humidity, and it holds up to the fact that I am a hard placer. So that's something that I definitely love. And I wanted to kind of like bring that up and share that information with you guys real quickly. I should just start this in alphabetical order. That's what I normally do. I go with the A's and make my way through. So I wanted to kind of give you guys that shout out. Monday I will be doing a small shop sponsor feature with for Randa's Crafty Corner. So we'll be doing that on Monday, and I'm super excited to showcase all of their stuff in that and go a little bit more in depth. But anyways, the other really cool big ticket thing that I wanted to announce for you guys is I kind of like got over the whole imposter. Well, there's still some imposter syndrome going on with it. But I basically took the plunge and I started a Patreon page. So I was super excited about that. So this is not saying, oh, hey, go join me over on Patreon or anything. If you want to, absolutely, yes, I'll have it linked down below. But also, it was more one of those things where I had been debating. I had been like looking into and researching the differences between doing Patreon for memberships or doing YouTube memberships. And ultimately, I know a lot of people like the YouTube memberships. I ultimately decided to go with the Patreon memberships. And a big portion for that is with Patreon. One, like YouTube takes a huge chunk of the money that people pledge for their memberships. YouTube takes a big chunk of that money and keeps it for themselves. So it's a pretty significant portion that they keep, whereas Patreon takes only like a fraction of that. So that's one of those things that, well, if you do the YouTube memberships, you're basically supporting a lot of YouTube and maybe some of Patreon. But that was one of the big things. Also, with Patreon, there's a lot more flexibility. With YouTube, you're kind of stuck to, it's kind of like a post, and yeah, you can get comments and everything, but it feels very like almost one-sided in a way when you're doing like a YouTube membership. And with Patreon, you could actually have like chat, you can do different things like that. So I decided to go that route. That was kind of like the route I decided to go for. And I took the plunge, started it. Like my, basically one of the things that you'll see on there is going to be like vlogs. I'll be doing regular weekly vlogs on there. And that's something that I started. I think my first vlog actually went up today for my members over there. So thank you for all of those who have already subscribed. I will be putting names, a shout out, like a new credit slot for everybody. So everybody who is joining me over on Patreon is going to be featured, like the first name would be featured on my credits page or video clip, the crediting slide, whatever you want to call it. So that way it's kind of like, again, that's another awesome way to kind of thank people for deciding to sponsor me in that way. So yay. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'll have the link below for anybody interested in joining me over there. I haven't really like been this big push to advertise it or anything yet, but also I was like I'm at that point where I was just like, I should do this, but then I'm like, is anybody even gonna want to join? Like, why would somebody want to do that? That whole like basically thinking, why would anyone want to spend their money and like join me over there? That kind of mentality for everything. So yeah, it was just basically I decided it was time and I did it, and I'm very proud of myself for actually breaking, like holding firm and doing it and not like chickening out, which I have been chickening out on doing this for months. I've thought about doing this for quite a long time and I just haven't been able to bring myself to do it. So the fact that I finally took the plunge and did it, I'm super, super proud of myself for doing that. Hi, Mo. So anyways, that was like my other big announcement that I had. And now we're just going to get back into like the diamond painting for it. What are you doing? What is this? You little slappy paws walking all over everywhere. Silly cat. I have a Mochi. I know you guys you could probably see her walking through, but I have a Mochi helping me right now. But I'm currently at my parents', so in case I mentioned that briefly. So this week, like I said, had been a pretty crazy week, like busy week at work. Not a crazy week per se, more just a busy week. So I started off the week, like I had meetings. I had a ton of meetings on Monday. I want to say I had like 4 hours of meetings on Monday. I did my Monday meetings, and then after all of those, all of that, and then I had that was kind of Monday time frame. Also on Monday, I ended up getting a new camera to use for like the vlogs that I do over on my Patreon to have like better quality than always having to use my phone, because I feel like I struggle when I try to film like a face perspective video on my phone, because it's like you can't look at the screen, which your inherent thing is look at the screen as you're doing it. But if you look at the screen, then your eyes are in the wrong spot, because that doesn't line up with where the camera is and blah, 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 blah. So I got a new vlogging camera, on Monday. So I was playing around with that like Monday evening. It's super cool. I'm like excited for it. I still have yet to feel comfortable doing like vlogging in public. That's something that I definitely am not comfortable with. And I have never actually been comfortable like filming myself talking or anything like that in public. It's totally different for me to like be sitting there and doing like photography stuff. I'm 1000% comfortable photographing things in public like that. But it's different when you're like recording, and especially if you're recording yourself. That I have always felt to be something that's like super awkward and weird. But this will be something that will kind of help push me past that little like mental block that I have for that. And then Tuesday, oh gosh, I feel like this week is just flown together. Tuesday was, you know, more work, more fun stuff there. Nothing too major on that aspect. I was prepping for this week. Most of our active duty at the hospital had Friday and Monday off. But I had an exercise that I was running for like the extra job that I have at the hospital, my non-physical therapist job at the hospital. We had an exercise that I had put together that we were doing that was Thursday and Friday. It was like a training evolution type thing. But that was Thursday and Friday. So I was doing a lot of work leading up until this time to get ready for that. And then Thursday afternoon, or well, Thursday morning, I didn't see patients at all Thursday and Friday, because Thursday morning I was over at the in the classroom with our people that were attending the training, kind of like making sure if that was facilitating that, making sure it was going good. And at the conclusion of that, we did the didactic, the classroom training on Thursday morning, and then Thursday afternoon we were going to go over and do like some hands-on walkthrough training stuff before we did the actual exercise on Friday. Which I had to do a staff meeting Thursday afternoon for all of my people, and I had a farewell for, we had a farewell for 2 of our staff members. I apparently got a hair on this. This is what I get for, oh my goodness, silly hairs. Okay. But it still does not want to come off. There we go. I got it. So yeah, Thursday, I had a staff meeting to do for like a farewell for my one of my physical therapists, and then one of my occupational therapy assistants. They're both done and will be gone at the end of the month. One of them, she's going back. She was like super bummed to have to leave, and it was more so because, you know, she was having some her parents were a little bit older, and she thought she'd have more time to kind of like get them settled, to like kind of get settled here, because she just started the job not too long ago. She hasn't even been here with us for 6 months. She started the job not too long ago. She's amazing, an awesome fit for the job, but her plan was to you know, get settled in here and then move her parents down from Atlanta area, move her parents down from Atlanta, help them like sell their house, move down here, and that way, you know, she could be there to help kind of like support them and take care of them. Well, that was what her plan was, but then with her basically moving down here, she's like, I've had to go up every single weekend to help them with things and do stuff for them, which was not on her agenda to do, because, you know, that's like a 5-6 hour drive, depending on what part of Atlanta we're talking about, to go up there. And if you're doing that like every weekend, you're driving 6 hours somewhere to spend, you know, like half of a day there, and then you're like turning around and the next day having to like turn around and drive back. That's a lot, and that is definitely wears on you. So she had made the tough decision, and she was like, and especially with this cold spell that we had, she was like, that's what really made her realize how much she actually needed to be there for her parents, was that cold spell a few weeks ago. So she made the tough decision and resigned, and gave her 30 days notice. So she'll be done at the end of the month. So we did her farewell, and then we also did the farewell for my CODA, my occupational therapy assistant, that is leaving at the end of the month as well. And for hers is she's retiring. She's active duty, so she's retiring. And so that one has been expected. We knew that one was coming for like quite a while. For basically since she got there, we knew she would be retiring at this time anyways. So no big surprise there. But both of them will be incredibly missed, and I'm super bummed that both of them are no longer going to be there. And now we're going to have to, you know, flex a little bit while we work on the hiring process to replace the physical therapist. It's more on the Navy to replace the coda, but that's not going to happen for a while because there's not a lot of codas. Active duty wise, there's not a lot of them at all. So we're just waiting on those positions to be backfilled eventually, hopefully. Sooner rather than later would be ideal. Yeah, so that was Thursday. Well, Thursday afternoon, I started my staff meeting, went through like my portion of the staff meeting. We did our farewells and our farewelling of people. And then we usually go straight from the staff meeting. We'll have like an hour of like continuing education, kind of like going over some, we rotate through who leads it. So we have all of our providers, physical therapist, occupational therapist, chiropractor, basically teach a training topic for the department. So that way, you know, you gets everybody reading scientific articles and looking up information and everything, because everybody has to do it. And then we rotate through the staff because we do the staff meeting every month. So when my therapist gave his lecture, which I have his the article that he based it off of, I had to leave because I had to run over to a different part of base for that exercise that I had mentioned that I was overseeing and had put together. So I had to run over to another part of base for that. So I was like 30 minutes late for that portion because I had to do my staff meeting. But got over there. We kind of like prepped and prepared and everything for Friday, because Friday was going to be the actual full official exercise that we were doing. And my boss, my big boss, is going to be there for it. So that was something that we had to make sure everything was going good and would flow well and go well, which it really did. It ended up going very well. So I was very pleased with how it turned out, and my leadership was also very pleased with it too. So that was a definite win for my crew and everybody that like put their time and effort into it. So I was super pleased with that. But that was something that like I was supposed to have Friday off, but because I was doing this exercise, I did not get Friday off. So, so my plan was, okay, do this exercise. The actual evolution would only be like the morning time frame. And then I was like, okay, I'll do this in the morning and then I'll be able to like head home. I had packed Thursday night. I packed everything to come over here, which is basically, you know, packed my clothes, packed up stuff for the girls because the girls go with me, obviously. I'd packed up that stuff, and then I had, on top of that, like packed up like my cross stitch stuff and then my diamond painting stuff, because I typically don't diamond paint unless I'm in the studio, but the cross stitch, like if I'm in with my parents, I can be sitting at like the table and doing some cross stitch while my dad is doing whatever. And especially since this is like my dad's birthday weekend, I want to actually spend time with him, not sit in here and, you know, craft the entire time, because my mom will come in here and craft with me while my dad is working during the day. But in this case, it was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. But anyways, so I got home. Well, I was supposed to leave early on Friday and be able to come over here. I ended up not being able to leave until like it was only about an hour later than expected. I could have sworn up and down that I had blocked, because I was planning on being this exercise all day. I normally see inpatients at the hospital on Fridays. So I could have sworn up and down, I swear I did it. I remember doing it, but apparently it didn't happen. But blocking the schedule for one of my other therapists for like an hour so he could cover down for inpatient, because I see the inpatients, and if we get an inpatient on a Friday and I'm off, you know, at a different part of the base doing this, then somebody has to see the inpatients, but you can't see them when you're seeing another patient. Like you can only see one patient at a time. So I failed to block his schedule. So I was like, let me check. And sure enough, we had 2 inpatients. I was able to get one of my other therapists was able to see one of them, and I saw the other. Went upstairs to see the patient, saw them, and then I went ahead and saw them, and then it was like, okay, now I can leave. So then I was able to get out and head out and leave. It was just a little bit later than I was hoping for, but I still left at a decent time. It was still early than, you know, leaving at like 3 PM. And then headed out over here. I headed home. Got to the house, threw everything in the car, grabbed the girls, and then I went to stop and grab some food because it was lunchtime. So I was like, oh, I'll just go to Wendy's. It's like the one fast food that I like. And then I ended up waiting for a ridiculously long time at the drive-thru, but I couldn't, go inside because I had the girls with me. So yeah, that was long and tedious. But got my food, got on the road, driving along, blah, blah, blah. Got here. It's like about 2.5 hours, somewhere around in there to get here. So it's not like it's a super long drive or anything like that. But got here around 3:15, 3:30, somewhere around in there. And, we just kind of like chilled for a little bit. I ended up taking a nap because I was just so exhausted because I had not gotten a lot of sleep this week. I ended up taking a nap and like for an hour. I was like, I got there. We kind of did, I don't even remember what we did. We did some stuff, and chatted with my mom. My dad was still at work. And then at we were going to be having dinner at a friend of theirs house, at 6. So at 5 o'clock, my mom had to go feed the dogs because they eat at 5. So I was like, I'm going to take a little nap. And sure enough, I did. I totally took a nap, fell asleep, slept until 6 o'clock when I remember my dad coming in briefly at 5:45 being like, hey, and I'm like, and I just kind of mumbled some responses to him or something like that because I was just so out of it. And then we went to dinner. We had went to their friend's house and we had pierogies, and it was pierogies and kale salad, and both of which were delicious. Especially that kale salad. That was a really good kale salad. So we had pierogies and kale salad for dinner. And then we had a blueberry cheesecake for dessert. And then from there, came back over here. We sat and chatted for ages. And then I had a painting class, because normally I do my painting class on... my painting class is normally on... Friday or on Saturday mornings for my Pacific time. So here, now that I'm East Coast, they are from 12:30 to 3:30 on Saturdays is my painting class. But my instructor, she teaches a couple different classes. So if you can't make one, you go to the other one. So I was like, okay, I can't do the Saturday class because I'm going to be at a festival with my family. So we ended up, which that was right at the peak time that we were at the festival. We were at the Fiddler Crab Festival. So I did my painting class last night instead, which is all well and good, but that goes from 9 to midnight because it's on West Coast times. So it was fine when I was in California to do the class. I always did it because it was 6 to 9 on Friday nights was class. Well, here, now that I'm East Coast, that's 9 to 12. And that was late, and especially since I'd had a series of long nights. So, yeah, I was exhausted. So I took an hour nap, which is crazy unheard of for me, but I needed it. And then after the nap, we had the dinner and everything. And then I came back after dinner so we could do painting class. We painted bamboo with pandas in a little bamboo forest area, swinging on the bamboo, which was super cute, fun one to do. And then... after that, I was like, okay, I was going to do my WIP and chat for you guys, but it was already midnight, and I was just so exhausted, and I just had no desire to work on, spend an hour filming, and then once it's filmed, I then have to, edit and upload. So I was looking at a couple hours of work to do, and I was like, I am not in the mood to do this tonight. So that's why you guys are getting the WIP and chat on Sunday. I try to do them all on Saturdays, but this week it's a Sunday WIP and chat, and that's because of the, basically, because I had to change my schedule around to be able to come over here and visit my parents. But, you're still getting a WIP and chat, so that's the important part. It's just a day later than normal. And then finally fell asleep and went to bed, fell asleep, and I sleep out in the studio. My mom has a bed out here. So I sleep out in the studio when I'm over here because that's where the girls are because their place isn't cat proofed. And, Sushi and Ruby are still not too sure about each other. So that's always something that I don't worry about trying to get them, we're not going to like stress them to try to like get them to interact. So we just keep the dogs out of here and the cats stay in here. But that's what we do for that. But yeah, the girls are here. They're all settled in. My mom even had like got a little cat tower for them. So we put that together last night and the girls love that. And then today we got up and kind of like, I think my parents were having like a lazy, relaxed, chill morning. I was awake at my normal time, so I just started cross-stitching. I didn't feel like diamond painting, so I was cross-stitching. And I'm working on this like cute little cat little kit that I got from Craft Club. And I got the kit because then it's like I didn't have to worry about bringing anything of my own beyond like a little pair of scissors. Everything else came in the box already, so I was like, perfection. That works for me. And once so I started working on that this morning. I started a little bit last night, only made a little bit of a progress last night. So then I started working more on it this morning, made good progress. And then we ended up having like, I picked it stuff for breakfast. My dad had scones in there. And I was like, I'll have a scone, a blueberry scone. That sounds good. I took a bite of the scone and I'm like, this is a cookie pretending it's a scone. This is not a scone. I cannot eat this. This is like basically pure cookie. So I had taken a bite and I'm like, no, not eating this. And I was like, this is a cookie, not a scone. It was literally like cookie consistency. Like if you're having chocolate chip cookies, because I think it was actually a chocolate scone, not even a blueberry one. It was a chocolate scone. So it literally tasted like I was eating a chocolate chip cookie. And I'm like, this is breakfast. I'm not in the mood for a chocolate chip cookie for breakfast. I'm like, no, I can't eat it. So I ended up just having a handful of blueberries instead. But I'm like, once we get to the festival, it's going to be lunchtime. I'm going to want to go eat. I'm going to be hungry. So I'm fine with not really eating and just eating at the festival because, I wanted to have the good seafood that they always have at the festival. It's always, expensive everything because it's festival food. But, oh my gosh, this is so good. So we ended up heading out, got down to the festival, parked, walked in, and it's like a massive sea of humanity, like all of these bodies everywhere. It was so many people. So it's like, I was like, let's beeline and go to the food and eat first. And then we can slowly like meander our way back up and out. So that's what we ended up doing. We went and got to the food first and we had like this, my mom and I shared this like seafood platter. And it was so good. There was like, there was crab cakes. There was like this blackened fish. There were shrimpies. There was like rice with some different vegetables in it. There was just regular vegetables, all of this stuff. It was so good. It was so, so good. But we had that for our lunch. And then we started kind of like perusing and going through all of the little shops and the little vendors there at the fair. Or we eventually, we made some purchases. I bought some paintings and some artwork and things. And then we ended up, got all that stuff. And then, we were working our way back up. We ended up getting, like a lemonade to drink, like a really good, strawberry lemonade. It was quite delicious. And, we're just meandering our way throughout. And finally, we're like, okay, we're done. We'd been there for a few hours. We'd gone through all the booths. We were ready to go. So then we always end when we leave the festival. There's always like a little booth set up for strawberry shortcake, like right at the exit area. And we always get a strawberry shortcake from there, which I had like a few bites, but it was just it was delicious, but it was so sweet. So I just had a few bites, and then my mom had the rest of it, because we kind of like split one. I ate maybe a third of it. I did that, and then we got back in a car and drove back home. And oh my goodness, I think I went over right before starting the WIP and chat. Like I was trying to like lay down and rest because I get all peopled out when I'm in a big like busy environment like that. It's kind of overwhelming for my senses, and I just get so exhausted afterwards. So I tried to take a nap, and it did not happen. It was too bright out here in the studio because there's such good light from all the windows. So that didn't happen. So I'm like, okay, I'll film my WIP and chat instead. So that's what I decided to do. I'm filming this instead. I'm still super tired, and I feel like I need a nap, but that's not happening apparently. So I went over because there's not a bathroom in the studio because it's like an external building. So I went over, went to the bathroom. Both my parents are still like sound asleep. So I was like, okay, I'll go back over and I'll film my WIP and chat while they're napping. So I did that. I don't even know if they're awake yet or not. The dogs aren't outside, so normally if they wake up, they'll let the dogs out. But, ended up coming back over here, starting the WIP and chat, and that's it. So that was my Valentine's Day, though, like what we did. Tomorrow, which will be today for you guys, is my dad's birthday. So we're probably gonna end up going to like a really good steak place here because he loves a good steak. So we'll probably end up doing that for dinner. So that way my mom doesn't have to cook, and then he can have like, and order anything he wants kind of a thing. Give him that nice dinner that way. So I think that's the agenda for that. I picked up a couple gifts for him at the festival. So I got him like an American flag that has, on the right side of it, has like, "Don't tread on me." Since my brother and I are both in the Navy, and that's one of like, the Union Jack is part of like, the "Don't tread on me" is part of like the Navy aspect of everything. So I got him that, and then I got him like this little, so that's like a wood thing that he can hang in his office. And then I also got him like this little little aluminum carved or like laser cut image, and it's an anchor, and it says USN on it, which perfect because both my brother and I are in the Navy. So got that stuff for him so that way he can have some birthday presents tomorrow. And then other than that, yeah, that's basically been what we did. Came in here to the girls. Yeah. So this will be the perfect time for us to pause, and we're going to draw our prize winners. So I will be drawing those prize winners. You guys will, and as I'm drawing them, you will see me populate the names up here, because I'll be doing that after the fact. We'll get those names populated up. I'm like, where is my sheets? File. So for today, we are going to be pulling 3 different prizes today. So for today's prizes, the first person that I'm drawing, and you'll see that name pop up right there, this person has been the winner of a set of washi tape from Waterbug's Garden, which is one of our other fabulous sponsors that we have for our event. Waterbug's Garden's washi tape is something that I absolutely love. I love their washi tape. And this will be your choice of any 4 washi tapes from their shop. That will be your prize. I'll send you that information. And now we're going to go ahead and pull our next 2 winners. So you should see those names popping up. And those 2 winners are the new recipients of our WIWAX. So this will be a WIWAX that Laura put together. Laura Anxiety Out Adventures, she put together for the event. And there will be a couple more winners that'll get the opportunity to win some WIWAX. But the WIWAX winners, you guys are going to be getting, the flavor of WIWAX, or the scent of WIWAX that you will be winning. It was made specifically for this event, and there is some available that you can purchase on Laura's website, which I'll have linked down below. It's wiwaxcrafts.com. But that will be sandalwood vanilla, and I specifically picked scents that had to do with like the new year, and we're good scents for that. So that's why we have the sandalwood and the vanilla. So I'm super excited for that for our prize winners. So both of you guys, no need to reach out or anything. If you were the winner for WIWAX, I will be sending you guys your prizes at the end of the month. I tend to send, what I typically do for my events is when I have prizes that I have to mail out, I do them all at the same time, but you're also getting more than just the WIWAX packets. You're getting like little goodie bags with other stuff in them as well. But I will be sending those all out at the beginning of March. So don't freak out if you don't have your prize yet. I send them at the end of the event because trying to coordinate that and run the event while the event is going on is a pain in the butt. But anyways, so congratulations to our winners. I'm super hope you guys enjoy your WIWAX. That is like my go-to in my single placer. It also, I found that it works really well for ABs. So I've put WIWAX in my multi-placer before for doing ABs, and it's worked fantastic. But I usually don't have too much of an issue with ABs in general. So I don't do that very often, just because, again, I don't have too much of a problem with ABs in placing them and making them do what I want them to do. But congratulations and a huge, huge, huge thank you to Waterbugs Garden and to WeWax Crafts for sponsoring and this. So that's something that's super exciting. I'm super thankful for all of our sponsors because nobody has to sponsor. When I reach out and ask, nobody has to say yes. That's something that like they're sending me and you guys all these prizes for like at their cost. They're not getting anything off of it. So it's something that's always like a huge, huge, huge respect for anybody that sponsors an event, because it can be a lot of work that goes into that for them. And it's basically a sign of how much that those small shop owners care for the events or for the community, that they're willing to sponsor and host things. So that's awesome. I'm super, super pleased and proud of having such wonderful sponsors that are willing to support us, and especially my sponsors that come back year after year. That's something I love it when sponsors do that. But anyways, so huge shout out for them. For next week's prizes, we are going to be getting, we are going to do, let's see, what do we want to do for next week? Next week's prizes are going to be another WeWax winner. And then we are also going to do 2 winners for Shire Shenanigans for our event cover minder, which I'm at my mom's house, so I don't have that in my hand right now. I did bring her one, and I bought one for her, and let me go grab it, and I will bring it over. So you will be getting one of the, one winner will get a WeWax Sandalwood Vanilla, and then 2 other winners are going to be getting this gorgeous cover minder right here. This is Lunar New Year DP Along 26, Year of the Horse, and my mom actually designed the cover minder. She did the horse and the moon and the mountains in the background. So for those 3 prize winners, if you guys want to go ahead and use the word horse, we haven't used horse yet. Go ahead and use the word horse in a sentence in the comments down below. And that's how we are going to go ahead and know, if you've commented that you want to be eligible for winning the prize. And if you have not already done so, please fill out the Google form attached. Once we're by next week, I'll go ahead and put the exit form up as well. So that way people that have already finished theirs, that'll be next week that I'll do that. But if you have not already filled out the entry form, please go ahead and do so. That would be greatly appreciated. So a huge shout out and thank you to everyone that has done that. But yeah, so that's basically been my week. I feel like it's been a lot. Sorry if I feel like I'm a little off today. I definitely have a bit of a migraine from all of that being out in the sun and then being exposed to all of the people at the festival. And I took some meds for it, but it has not kicked in yet. And I didn't bring the cocktail meds that I normally do for it. So I'm definitely feeling it a little bit. And that's why I tried to have darkness to kind of take a nap, but I could not fall asleep. So anywho, that's why I'm a little off my game, in case you guys were wondering. And it just got toasty in here. So I'm going to take my sweatshirt off. There we go. I'm actually wearing a really cool t-shirt that I ended up getting off of Temu. It's a Year of the Horse t-shirt. So it's got this, it's like this red, but then it's got the whatever the printed thing on it is. That's this really cool horse for Year of the Horse. So I'm wearing my Lunar New Year shirt because Lunar New Year is this Tuesday. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah. I also, so thinking about that and with the Lunar New Year and with being at the festival today, I've been doing pretty good lately. I've done just those 2 the 2 diamond paintings that I purchased, earlier this, what I got the Miss Holly Mystery, and then I got the Geneva Bowers that I'm worried will probably get discontinued because it's got such a big color blocky background. So I picked up both of those because I could not miss out on that Miss Holly Mystery. It's a stunning image. It's a stunningly beautiful image. So I got that one. And, I had to get the Geneva to travel with it, even though I normally don't do that because I'm I'll just buy the one. This time I bought 2. So with that in mind, I was totally going to purchase from Diamond Delights this weekend because Diamond Delights, Elvira did a release on Friday, and I want all 6 of the images that she released. I literally want all 6 of them. I cannot buy all 6 of them because, I could buy all 6 of them, but I am not going to buy all 6 of them And that's because, again, I'm trying to downsize my hoard. And if I buy 6 more paintings, I have definitely not finished 6 paintings this month. I think I finished 3 paintings this month. When I finish this set, this will be like the 4th set of things to finish this month. I've got more that I'll get done this month as well. But my February tends to be a little bit slower, especially if, like, you can consider that my finishes this month are all small things. And my February tends to be slower for finishes, mostly because I'm focused on the event, not on let me finish these diamond paintings. So that's something that definitely kind of impacts that. So I won't get as much done. So my goal is always to have significantly fewer purchases and significantly more finishes. This month will be one that's a little bit, like, maybe a little bit closer, but I've done good. I only purchased those 2 paintings from Diamond Art Club. I was going to, like I said, buy the Diamond Delights ones, but I honestly, for the life of me, cannot decide on the second canvas that I want from her. And I'm like, I'm not going to order just one. I was going to allow myself to order 2. And I had my first option, like the big one that I want to purchase, and I was like, I'm going to buy that one. Well, then I was like, do I really want to buy this one right now? Like, but then I started waiting. I missed, like, the initial release time. It didn't sell out initially, so I was like, okay, fine, I can buy it. I have not purchased it yet. I'm really proud of myself for not purchasing it yet either. But the big reason why I haven't purchased is because I can't decide which one of the other 5 canvases I want the most, because I love them all, and there's something I love about all of them. So I'm kind of at, like, a decision paralysis, and I'm, like, kind of hoping that the one that I really want sells out, so that way I don't even have to, I can be like, okay, well, I can't get that one, so I'm not going to order any of them. But yeah, so I've kind of a little decision paralysis when it comes to that one right now. And then, I successfully wishlisted the one Diamond Art Club that I really want, which is the Jeremiah Kettner, which thankfully, well, I kind of had to wishlist it because I was at the festival and we were actively walking around, and it's not like I could go stand somewhere and, you know, stop what we were doing while we were wandering around, because I completely lost track of time as well. I was going to wishlist to begin with, but it was like one of those things where it helped when you're out doing something. So it's like, well, you have no choice. You have to wishlist because it sold out. But yeah, I definitely want the Jeremiah Kettner. That is one that will be purchased as soon as it comes back into stock. I have all of his other Manikonekos, his Lucky Cats. And this was the Cyberpunk Manikoneko. So basically a Manikoneko is a Lucky Cat. And in case you didn't know, this is a Manikoneko right here. That's the Lucky Cat. And I have all of the ones that Jeremiah Kettner has done. Except for now this Cyberpunk one that just was released today. So I missed out on that one, but I'll get it on a restock for sure. I'm not worried about that, especially since it sold out. Like, it's gonna restock, and I'll get it when it restocks. But yeah, that was that. So I was proud of myself for not purchasing, despite the fact that I really wanted to purchase. I could have easily done 2 purchases already this weekend. I could have easily purchased the Jeremiah Kettner from Diamond Art Club, and then also purchased the canvases from Diamond Delights, and I successfully did not at all. So I was like, yes. So that means that I'm officially, you know, halfway through the month, and I have only made 1 purchase. So that is really good. You guys don't understand how challenging it is for me to not buy stuff. It's kind of one of those things where I'm like, I have the money, I can afford to buy it, I want to buy it, but do I really need it? No. So it's like, I so want to buy it, but I'm like, I do not need this right now. I need to work down my hoard. And then when my hoard gets down under a lower number, then I'm going to keep it under that number, and then it'll be like finish one, buy one kind of a thing, to maintain that number. So if I want something and it's back in stock, I can buy it then. But I'm really trying to control, like, the purchasing of diamond painting stuff. I've completely stopped buying pens, basically, because I have so many of them, and I have so many wonderful pens, and I've, like, pulled so many out to de-stash, and I still have so many more. So I'm like, well, at that point, it's kind of like, why buy all of these additional things when I still have not even used all of the pens that I own because I have so many. So yeah, and I'm like, with trays, I literally have my one small tray and my one larger tray, both Yellow Dog designs. I will probably do in order of like another small and another large one from Ditsy's Diamond Den in a slightly different colorway. So that way I can have, you know, a backup, but I'm not going to go crazy on the tray thing. I don't care about matching my tray to my canvas or anything like that. That doesn't do it for me. So anyways, that's kind of something that I've really cut back on all of it. Basically, the accessories that I do buy are my special drills because I enhance and bling canvases up. But I've also been trying to basically just go off of the specials that I have for the diamond paintings when I want to bling them up. And it's only if it's a really special canvas will I then go buy more special drills specific for that canvas. But yeah, that's kind of like the gist of that. We finished our vending machine. It looks really cute. I like it. This one was one that would probably take the longest because of all the drills. There's a couple spots that are like my placement isn't the greatest. So you'll see a gap or two here or there. But really the drill field on this is not bad at all. It was super clear, easy to read, all of that fun stuff. Fantastic. Love these little things. But I think this one's going to end up being a little bit of a shorter video for you guys. Because again, I've got so much still to do. I need to go see if my parents are up and about and we can figure out what we're going to do for dinner. But anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your holiday weekend. I'm looking forward to the fact that I have a long weekend this weekend. And happy Valentine's Day belated to everybody. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.